Welcome all of you mathematicians. It's really nice to see all of you. I hope you're all doing well, you and your families. So today we're going to be talking about graphing. Graphing is a way that we can record and organize our data. So today we're going to be thinking about, well, what is the graph telling me? How would I recognize what it's talking about? And then once we recognize what it's talking about, how do I count the information that's there? And if I have to, can I make my own? So these are some of the questions that we're going to be answering today. And I want to show you some examples. So I'm going to share my screen with you. So in my first example, I've created a picture right here in this black box. And I've used blocks, colored blocks, to make my picture. Some friends are seesawing. One friend goes up while the other friend comes down. You can make any picture with blocks, but I want to know how many blocks have I used and how many of each color. And just looking at the picture, it would be kind of hard for me to organize that information. So what I'm going to do is put the blocks on a graph. And a graph normally has equal segments to help me easily keep count. But every graph has to ask you, what are we talking, or tell you what we're talking about. So what exactly am I looking for in my picture? Yes, I want to know how many blocks of each color I've used. So we're going to give our graph a title. We're going to call it the block color graph. And at the bottom is all of the colors that are represented in my picture. So if I collect one of the blue blocks, I'm going to put it in this line. If it's red, I'll put it in this line. And if it's green, this one, purple, and yellow. On the other side is a count. And it helps me to know how many I have of each. So right now, I don't have anything on my graph, so there's nothing there. There's not even one. But let's go ahead and start our count. So let's start with the base of the seesaw. I'm going to use my marker to help me cross out each block as I count it. Can you count along with me? 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 blue blocks. Let's go ahead and put 3 blue blocks. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and see how many green I have. 1. Look around. Do I have any more? No, just 1. Let's grab a green block. Should I put it in this one? No, I want to go to the column with the green. There it goes, my 1 green block. Let's go ahead and count our yellow. 1, 2. How many blocks am I going to put on the yellow graph? 1, 2. Look how I've been able to organize them in the same column of their color. Are there any colors that I've missed? Yes, I haven't checked for my purple or my red. Let's go and get them. Which one should I do first? The red? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be 5 red blocks. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Should I double count? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have 5 red blocks? Yes, I do. Do you see how the number that I stopped at is the same number of blocks that I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to make sure that I don't count the bottom of the graph that tells me just what the colors are. I don't want to make a mistake and think that I'm going to count the whole line, only what starts on the graph. This just tells me what color I'm looking for to put in the graph. Now, my last color, purple. Let's grab the marker. Count along with me. 1, 2, and 3. One, 2, 3. Now, not only have I been able to double check how many I have of each color, I've been able to organize my data so I can see and compare the yellow to the purple to the green. I can compare which one has the least, which one has the most. I can compare if any of them have the same number. When I organize it in this way, I can quickly reference the number count on the side to tell me how many there are. So if I take a look at my blue group, it coincides with the number 3. So I know that I have 3 blue blocks. Is there any other colors that have 3 blue blocks? Not red, not green, purple, yellow, a little bit short. So purple and blue, well, they have the same. I've been able to compare them quickly by just looking at the reference number on the side. So this is one way of collecting data where I've put it in a grid and built it up, one on top of the other. But not all graphs are going to stand straight up and down. You might even have a number line graph, something that looks like this. So instead of having them move upward, we're moving to the side. Do you see how my tower is laying down? So this would be another bar graph with colors, my blues, my reds, my greens, and my blacks. How many blacks do I have? Uh-oh. 0. Take a look at my blue. Let's follow the number line and see where it stops. Now I'm going to track it down just like I would on a calendar. 3. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 blue blocks. I noticed that there are more red blocks than there are blue blocks. That means my number of red blocks has to be more than my blue blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So whether the information is going from top to bottom or from side to side, it's still collecting the data and putting it in an easy way for me to reference, to see, to know. Let's look at one more example. Graphing can also help us to compare. So take a look at the blue and green on my bar graph. Notice that the blue and the green both have 1, both have 2, both have 3, both have 4. So we can say quickly that the blue and the green had the same number, 4. We can also compare the yellow and the orange. This is a color graph. So, was there more yellow or more orange? That's right. There are 5 yellow and 3 orange. That means that there is more of the yellow than there is of the orange, because 5 is more than 3. It's 2 more than 3. We can also see another comparison with our red and our purple. Here's my red. Does my red have 3? No, we don't count the ones on the bottom that tell us what our information is. On the graph, we see that there are 2 red. The purple has quite a bit more. It has 6 purple. That means that the 2 is going to be less than the 6 of the purple. There are 4 more of the purple than there are of the red. Oops, I don't know how I lost my name. Let's see. That's okay. So let's go back to the basic one. I want you to try it for yourself. See if you can be successful at making your own graph. If you have any questions, reach out to your teachers. Don't be shy to ask. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time.